The War of Wrath ended an age, broke continents, and cast the first Dark Lord into the void. Yet the chronicles of this cataclysm are riddled with shadows. Today, through the lens of AI, we attempt to illuminate the untold truths behind Tolkien's most destructive war. The War of Wrath, a compressed chronicle. 5 centuries after the first sunrise, Morgoth's power dominated Middle-earth. Kingdoms lay shattered, armies broken. Yet one man, Arendil, sailed through the enchanted seas, bearing a Silmaril to plead for the Valar's aid. This unprecedented journey pierced the isolation of Aman and set the stage for the greatest battle Arda had seen. The Valar answered, assembling the host of the West, Vanyar, Noldor of Finarfin, and Maiar, transported on the Teleri ships. The Teleri themselves abstained from fighting, a reminder of the lingering wounds of the kinslaying. The stage was set for a war fought both on land and in the skies. Morgoth's armies of orcs, balrogs, and dragons fell in waves before the host. Yet as victory neared, Morgoth unleashed his final horror, winged dragons led by Ancalagon the Black. Their assault pushed the Valar's army to the brink, until Arendil and the Eagles of Manwë struck from above. Ancalagon's death shattered Thangorodrim's peaks. The Valar's host breached Angband, bound Morgoth with the chain Anginor, and removed the Silmarils from his crown. The land paid a terrible price, the sinking of most of Beleriand beneath the waves, and the scattering of peoples across new shores. Mystery 1. Did the Valar themselves fight? The Silmarillion tells us the host of the West was led by Eowyn, herald of Manwë, but does not state whether any Valar fought in person. Tolkien's, famed for his joy in combat, is a likely candidate, but no definitive account places him on the battlefield. Some scholars suggest avoiding confrontation. This interpretation frames the war as one fought by proxy, preserving the Valar's role as cosmic governors rather than frontline warriors. Others argue that the war's scale, the defeat of Balrogs, the mass death of dragons, strongly implies at least some Valar involvement. AI analysis of the text suggests a hybrid model. Valar intervened selectively at decisive moments, avoiding continuous engagement to limit collateral devastation. Mystery 2. The sinking of Beleriand. Beleriand's near-total submersion is one of the most dramatic geographical changes in Middle-earth. The causes are uncertain. Was it the war's destruction alone, or a deliberate reshaping by the Valar? Tolkien leaves this deliberately ambiguous. One theory holds that Morgoth's defense of Angband destabilized the land, resulting in dragonfire, volcanic eruptions, and the collapse of Thangorodrim, which triggered tectonic upheavals. This would make the sinking a tragic but natural consequence of war. Another interpretation sees divine agency at work. The Valar may have cleansed Beleriand intentionally, ensuring that Morgoth's corruption could never again take root in its soil. An AI simulation of battle-scale energy release suggests that either scenario could be plausible, with seismic shifts amplified by a magical force. Mystery 3. The Fall of Morgoth. The exact moment of Morgoth's downfall is shrouded in silence. We know Eowyn commanded the Valar's forces and took the Silmarils from Morgoth's crown. Yet the specifics of subduing the most powerful being in Arda remain untold. The release of the winged dragons was a masterstroke of desperation, delaying defeat. AI tactical modeling suggests Morgoth likely retreated into Angband's deepest halls, forcing the Valar's host into confined, perilous combat. Morgoth's capture may have involved layered containment, Maiar binding his physical form while Eowyn stripped him of the Silmarils, symbolic of removing his last claim to divine authority. His banishment to the void, however, was a Valar-only judgment beyond the power of their servants. AI-reconstruction, resolving the mysteries. If AI extrapolates from known Tolkien canon and real-world war modeling, the most likely scenario for Valar involvement is targeted strikes. Tolkien's, perhaps Ulmo through tidal surges, and Orm's hunts could have intervened briefly to neutralize Morgoth's most dangerous assets. The sinking of Beleriand likely combined both natural and divine causes. AI models indicate the energy output of Ancalagon's fall, Thangorodrim's destruction, and mass volcanic activity could destabilize continental shelves. The Valar, foreseeing collapse, may have guided the transformation into a deliberate reshaping. Morgoth's capture, AI suggests, was a multi-phase operation. First, his aerial defenses were neutralized. Then shock units, possibly Maiar, breached Angband. Finally, Unwe led a sealing ritual, immobilizing Morgoth until the Valar could enact permanent banishment. What these answers mean for Middle-earth's future. If the Valar did intervene directly, their absence in later ages gains new weight. Their choice to leave Middle-earth largely to its fate after the First Age may have been a deliberate withdrawal to prevent over-reliance on divine rescue. The destruction of Beleriand, intentional or not, created new realms, Lindon, Numenor, and future Gondor, reshaping the political map. The floodwaters erased ancient rivalries, but also scattered the seeds of future conflicts. Morgoth's banishment did not erase his influence. Sauron's survival ensured that the strategies, deceptions, and ambitions of the First Age would echo through the Second and Third. The War of Wrath closed one chapter, but left the Book of Middle-earth far from finished. The War of Wrath was more than a victory. It was a wound carved into the world's very shape. Its unanswered questions challenge us to think beyond the written page, to imagine what lies between the lines. I may offer possible truths, but Tolkien's greatest gift is the enduring mystery, the invitation to explore a history where even the mightiest wars leave shadows. Like, share, and subscribe for more cinematic Tolkien explorations and deep dive storytelling.